This is the story of two more people who were in Sharjah jail. After 8 years, one of them has come back empty-handed with just his temporary passport in his pocket.
ഇവിടെ കിട്ടുന്നത് 100 ആണെങ്കിൽ 100 അതാണ് ഏറ്റവും നല്ലത്. വീട്ടിലിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. അവിടെ പോയിട്ട് ജയിൽ ശിക്ഷ അനുഭവിക്കുമ്പോഴേ അതിൻ്റെ വിഷമങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാവും. പറഞ്ഞാലൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. അവിടെ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാലേ മനസ്സിലാവും. ഇവിടെ ഞാനൊരു വ്യക്തി പറയുമ്പോഴേക്കും അവനങ്ങനെ വെറുതെ പറഞ്ഞു, അവൻ തെറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കാണുന്നു. തെറ്റ് ചെയ്യാത്ത ഒരുപാട് നിരവധികൾ കിടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അവർക്ക് അനുഭവം വരണം, അതേമാതിരി അനുഭവം മറ്റവർക്ക് വരുമ്പോഴും മനസ്സിലാകും.
Our search for Shakila, who had gone to Bahrain as a housemaid, began on the basis of the complaint from her mother, who said that there was no news of her daughter. We were able to find her, and now she is staying in one of her friend's house waiting for her papers to come back.
ഇനിയിപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് വരാൻ നോക്കാം. എനിക്കിവിടെ കുറേ സഹോദരന്മാരും സഹോദരികളും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്, അവരൊക്കെ സഹായിക്കാമെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അവരുടെ അവരൊക്കെ കൂടെ അനുഗ്രഹിച്ച് ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് വരാൻ നോക്കാം നാട്ടിലേക്ക്. പിന്നെ എത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഞാൻ ഒന്നിച്ച് വിഷമിക്കുകയൊന്നും വേണ്ട, ആരും വീട്ടിലുള്ളവരെല്ലാവരും വിഷമിക്കുകയൊന്നും വേണ്ട, ഞാനിവിടെ സുഖമായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
The tragic case of Saji Yohanan, who had met with an accident, is yet another incident which depicts the deplorable condition of Gulf Malayalis. Saji, who was in a very critical state as a result of a major accident, was initially admitted in a small hospital, as it is very difficult for migrants to get good help from hospitals there. But with the timely help of the Council Welfare Secretary in Riyadh, Mr. V.V. Narayanan, we were able to shift Saji Yohanan to a bigger hospital in Majma for better treatment. The 125th episode of Pravasalokam presented the unbelievable return of Ramachandran from Payyanur in Kannur district, Kerala, who had gone to Gulf in quest of a job 23 years ago. He had left to the Gulf to work as a tailor, but since he was not able to earn much in this profession, he switched to upholstery work. His uncle had sent money through an agent to renew Ramachandran's visa, but the agent cheated him. He was deprived of the job and was sent to prison. With great difficulty, we were able to trace him, and he has now returned home empty-handed, but with a lot of tales of his miseries and sufferings which shares with others. He and his family are greatly indebted to Pravasalokam. Hamza from Guruvayur had left for the Gulf 15 years back, and there was no news from him for the past 7.5 years. We traced him, and though he was reluctant to talk to us, he finally promised that he would go home once situations change. Hamza began his life from a seaside village in Kerala, and now too he is spending his days on a similar seashore, Barka in Muscat. The irony of this situation is that the sea bears testimony to his suffering in his hometown and abroad. We have presented before you innumerable cases of victims who have been cheated with fake visas by their agents. Manoj and Abhilash are two such victims who had to face a lot of difficulties in order to reach home.
Embassy പറയുന്നത് അവർക്ക് ആദ്യമേ പറഞ്ഞത് അവർക്ക് ഇതുമായിട്ട് യാതൊരു ബന്ധവും ഇല്ലെന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്.
അതെങ്ങനെ ബന്ധമില്ലാന്ന് പറയാ? എംബസിയുടെ നിങ്ങൾ പോയി കണ്ട് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ചതിയിൽപ്പെട്ടാൽ നിങ്ങളെ സംരക്ഷിക്കാനുള്ള ചുമതല എംബസിക്കുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എംബസി
Abhilash and Manoj were only able to return home with the help of our representatives in Kuwait. Among the various cases that we had presented to you, the tale of misery of the Sri Lankan lady Shanti and her daughter Arshini is a strange and different type.
പുള്ളിയുടെ മോള് ഞാൻ പുള്ളിയുടെ ഭാര്യയാ എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ ഇന്ന് നാങ്ങൾ രണ്ടുപേരും ഒരു റിഫ്യൂജീസ് ആയിട്ടാണ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത് എന്റെ സ്വന്തം ഭർത്തായിരുന്നു അതുകൊണ്ട്
Our search for Shanti's Indian husband, Ismail, began when we received a complaint from her that he was absconding from Muscat. Shanti had registered a case for habeas corpus and our representatives traced Ismail, but he was not willing to continue his relationship with Shanti. The case of Devadas, an old man who was picked up from the streets by us, is also another case of cheating. He had gone to Gulf 8 years ago, and with the money that he had earned, he bought some ornaments for his daughter's marriage and sent it through a person from Gulf who walked away with them. After having worked for 8 years, Devadas had to return home almost penniless. The story of Anthony and Thomas, victims who had been imprisoned in Republic of Yemen for no fault of theirs, is yet another tragic story that highlights the plight of some unfortunate migrants. They had been arrested on the doubt of their involvement in the murder of one of their Yemeni roommate.
ഞങ്ങൾ കൂടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന 10 പേരെ അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങൾ 2 മലയാളികൾ. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങളെ പിടിച്ച് ഒരു 3 ദിവസത്തിന് ശേഷം അവിടെ ഞങ്ങൾ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട ഞങ്ങളെ സ്പോൺസറും എംബസി എത്തിയിരുന്നു. അന്ന് അവർ പറഞ്ഞു നിങ്ങളൊരു 3 ദിവസം കൊണ്ട് അതായത്
The response we received when we presented the case of Shehnas and Shabana, the 2 children from Trivandrum, Kerala, who were more or less orphans as a result of irresponsible parents, were immense. Their mother remarried their father's friend, and father had left for Riyadh, and they are now at the mercy of their grandmother, who is working hard to bring them up. Another pathetic story of an old and ailing grandmother who had to bring up her 3 grandchildren is the case of Sadija's mother. Deserted by her husband and unable to bear the pangs of poverty, Sadija left for Kuwait to earn a living, entrusting her 3 children in the custody of her old and ailing mother. Though her children and her mother are eagerly waiting for her, elements of uncertainty and mystery persist regarding her whereabouts. The 2 grandmothers are very apprehensive about the future of their grandchildren after their death. Both fear that their grandchildren will become orphans after their demise. So, we want them to be taken care by somebody who would also give them education. The response of these 2 cases was really great. The educational expenditure of Shehnas and Shabana has been sponsored by a friend and well-wisher of Pravasalokam from Bahrain. Sadija's daughter's educational expense has been taken up by our representative in Qatar, Mr. Samir Siddiq. Sadija's elder son's expense has been sponsored by Mrs. Razia Ghafoor from Muscat. And Sadija's younger son's expense is sponsored by an organization named Samskriti in Doha. June 1st, 2004 was a momentous and memorable day for us here because the chairman of Kairali TV, also veteran movie actor Mr. Mammootty, gave them their books and bags and sent them to their respective schools. In addition to this, the passbook for the cash that had been sent by many well-wishers from all around the world, amounting to rupees 4,60,000, which has been deposited in the State Bank of India, Trivandrum, Kerala, was presented by the manager Srimati Sridevi to Shehnas and Shabana. Pravasalokam is primarily concerned with presenting the details of missing people who have gone abroad in search of employment. We have been receiving a wide range of response, and so please write to us about your opinions and suggestions. Our address: Pravasalokam, Kairali TV, Fort PO, Trivandrum 23, Kerala. Our hotline mobiles: India 98479 20104, 98477 20038, London 0044 7986 180 390, Sharjah 00971 5072 62 997. Our email ID pravasalokam@kairali.tv. Pravasalokam is purely a service-oriented program and therefore there is no entertainment motive. The scenes we portray before you are the tragic experiences of many unfortunate people to whom we wish to give a lending hand. These true love stories of helpless victims has definitely evoked a great response from our viewers throughout the world. And we are looking forward to your long-standing support and wholehearted cooperation in making this mission successful.